So we're on the last of a series of games I'm recording a sound on after the fact, but this is Delial versus Zoom. This is the second game they played in their match for the semifinals of Chat Tournament 37. And yeah, let's get to it. I notice Delial has some kind of redundant cards in 5-8-4A and 4-8-4A. And Zoom has not very much right power, as it happens. Not a ton down either. Really a up left facing hand. While Delial's hand is kind of left, but a bit of other directions, and Graph A861 may be able to do some work. Okay, so Zoom starts in 6. Kind of similar to last game, and I believe this is the one where Zoom, shortly after making the move, goes, oops, I forgot plus wall wasn't on. So we should say the rules, same plus same wall. So this starter makes a lot of sense in a generic kind of a defensive side kind of way, which is, I hope I've established in a million of my videos, is not a starter type I like very much. Usually disappointed in myself when I make it, that I couldn't find something I liked more. It is you could probably say a few things about this, but if there's one thing that defines my style, it's that I have a lower opinion of defensive side starters than I think almost anyone. Which does not mean you shouldn't make them. I think you should keep making them all the time. But, yeah. I guess not too much more to say there. But the problem is 7479 or 366A are supposed to be recaptures in 3, but they are not here. And Delial immediately attacks this with, yeah, if I remember right, 8559 in 9. And Zoom does not have the recapturing build of a defensive wall that he desired here. So this is already a really difficult situation for Zoom. He thinks for a while, and I think makes the rational decision. I still got to grab safety where I can. I'm behind, but let's let Delial make a move and see what happens. I remember, again, I was sort of skimming this game, watching it, and I looked around a bit. I wasn't actually seeing things I loved. Like, I wasn't sure which card Delial wanted out of his hand. You know, if you put the 4-8-4A or 5-8-4A somewhere, those can be, like, a little uncomfortable. Maybe something like a 4-8-4A and 5 is appealing. It does give up a little same wall threaten, too. But just saying, like, you take this one way, and I have 5-3-A8, for the other of 2 or 8, and I'm up 6-4, and I have too many cards locked in. That might be a nice way to do it. That was one idea that came to mind. The other was 5-3-A8 and 2 is just already safe. And yeah, that looks pretty appealing. I think that's what Delial played. But 5 also looks nice, and there might be other good moves here. Obviously, this is a very pleasant situation to be in if you're Delial. Now, I think the solver said Zoom has a save here. I think it said A4, 8, 5, and 1 just about holds. One point we might notice is that the capture A8, 6, 1, and 4 is comboed back by a plus and 5. So you could see how that could potentially be a hold. Delial doesn't really have a card he wants to put in 5 after that. Yeah. You could also definitely tell me that doesn't hold, but it seems like it probably does. Okay. Tricky to check all the lines there. Zoom goes for something else that I think was both, technically a mistake, but also really clever. And it worked out very interestingly. Zoom plays the least relevant card in 7. Now, this could have been, I don't see any way to interact with the board, so I'm going to play the move that doesn't interact with it and leave the game open. If so, that was a really interesting intuitive decision that, spoilers, is going to work out well for Zoom. This might have been a really neat intuitive decision. However, based on the speed he made his next move after this one, I think it was actually based on a really interesting calculation. So Delial's going to miss a win here, a win he immediately spotted after, because he was between 2 moves, he assumed they were both winning, and he missed something that Zoom was really clever to spot here. I should say, I don't have the final game of this match. Delial did go on to win it. Delial's playing great triple triad, and, has basically dominated his way to the finals, which have not been played yet, or have not been finished yet. But Delial's never been in trouble, and the question has been in each game, is he winning or not? So I think Deli's playing really well. But here, he had two moves that both looked winning to him, and he picked the wrong one. So the two moves are block 5, say with 4-8, 4A, with the idea that if they go in 8, you can then play Graph in 4, and if they have A4, 8-5 left, you play Graph in 4, and A4, 8-5 can't take anything. And if they have A6, 4, 7 left, you play 5-8, 4A in 4. Either way, you're taking 7 and not weak to 1, and you win 6-4. That's one plan. The other plan is A8, 6-1, and 8. You have just everything on board is safe. You're up 6-4, and when they go in 5, you play in 4 with whichever card dodges a combo on their last card. It's going to be the 5 up against both the remaining cards, both combo of 4, and that's going to put you up 7-3. They'll capture one thing back with A4, 8-5, and you'll win 6-4. So those are the two kind of winning plans, and I think they both looked winning to him, and he missed a very clever trick that Zoom had set up and Zoom spotted here. That was really neat. So Deli played the kind of, well, surely this wins move in 8, but this turns out to be the one that doesn't work, and Zoom quite quickly, I think, so we're at 16 minutes, within like 30 seconds, has played in 1, making me think this was not some, and it would be cool either way, but I think the move in 7 was not intuition. It was this very specific and interesting calculation where he noticed that against 8, if he has this 4 facing down, he can combo either of those 10s to the right. If Deli goes in 5 now, A4, 8-5 flips it. And if Deli goes in 4, A4, 8-5 has the combo there too. 5 plus 8 equals 9 plus 4. So this was a really clever combo spot that I think Zoom had from a while back with his creative move in 7, which again, the solver will tell you was a mistake, but was actually this really interesting chance to hold the game. And he ends up getting the save here. So I thought that was a neat game. Deli did go on to win the next one and is now facing Ray in the finals. But I was amused by this save. I think Zoom played a starter where he assumed rules not in effect, but found a way to complicate and ended up getting rewarded for finding those complications. Neat game. Interestingly played. And I have finished recording over the games I didn't have sound for, so yes, go me. And you may appreciate these too, because they're much shorter than my normal videos. I can just kind of run through the game, and I'm too lazy to do extensive calculation, which I don't know if people like hearing, but sometimes it can be nice to just give a quick version of the game.